Mr. Woods was basically flouting his behavior by being in bars and drinking, and was given numerous opportunities to conduct his business, wherein I've learned that he's been doing more than conducting business as far as dating and just his overall behavior. I find very disrespectful. I tried to...
Well, you know, and I could care less what his behavior is as long as he's not breaking the law. I mean, it doesn't matter to me whether someone thinks it's good or bad or whatever, but I guarantee you I am really concerned because when you were here for sentencing on your case, the court gave you a remarkably huge break by placing you, number one, on electronic monitoring instead of sending you to prison for a year on that gun violation that you pled to. I mean, you were guilty. You pled to it. There wasn't any discretion on the part of the court. It was a mandatory 1 year. The court stuck its neck out and put you on electronic monitoring, put you on probation, and then you do this? Really? I mean, what can you tell me to justify cutting you a break again? I know you work and you're out there making money, and you got a lot of good people that probably will say nice things about you.
Yes, Your Honor.
But the bottom line is, I mean, you had a huge break and you just seemed to flaunt it.
You know, I don't know if I flaunted. I don't know if that would be the right word. I just feel like I made a momentary lapse of reason.
I don't believe you when you say, well, this is the only time I did it either.
Right.
So don't be trying to sell that.
I'm not trying to sell that, Your Honor. I'm just trying to tell you that I made mistakes, and I'm here before you. I never tried to lie to Mr. Gifford. He came to my house and asked me, and I told him the truth. I never tried to hide it. I never tried to lie to him. I've been honest to him from day one. If he asked me a question, I told him. He asked me about a traffic citation I got, I told him. I never tried to hide anything. If he asked me about it, I told him the truth. I've passed every urinary exam that's been given to me. I've been trying to do the best that I can. I made a mistake. I admitted to my mistake. I spent the last 2 months behind bars, and it's made me realize how much freedom you gave me and how much I know that I let you down, and I can't apologize to you or to Mr. Gifford or to my family enough for the mistakes that I made. I hope that you can forgive me and give me a second chance and give me a chance again to prove what I am and who I am and who I truly am, and not the things that my ex-wife may say on paper or that a mistake that I made that I willingly admitted to, instead of the businessman, the community leader, the guy who's well known around the community and who's been doing a good job for the last 4 years, and not based off of one mistake that I accept full responsibility for.
All right. Well, my impression is that your life was getting a little bit out of control for whatever reason. And you know, my thoughts on the circumstance that brought you here to start with hadn't changed from precisely what I said when we did this to start with. Still think you're a good guy, you're a good member of the community, but you're on probation.
Yes, sir.
If you're on probation, you do what is required of you on probation. You don't go out drinking with
yes, sir. I understand, and
people do things like that.
Right, you're right, Your Honor, and I can't tell you enough. I've been sitting in jail, and I was trying to think of the right words, the creative words, but there's no words that can say what I truly feel and express the sorriness that I've done to my best friends, the bar twos, to Mr. Ruffini, the guys who stick behind me, my family, especially my mother, who she had to deal with the recent death of my sister, and having to deal with me being incarcerated is not fair to anybody. It's not fair to Mr. Gifford for the trust and the confidence that he put into me. It's not fair to you for the trust and confidence that you put into me also. I accept full responsibility for whatever judgment you decide to give me, Your Honor. I'm hoping for a second chance to be put back on probation so I can continue my life and continue to support I do have 3 children, and I love all 3 of them more than anything in this world. And I talk to my daughter and I look at her and the sadness in her eyes that I created for a stupid mistake. For what? For nothing. For having a drink of alcohol.
Yeah. Well, and you know, and very honestly, if it weren't for your circumstance to start with, that would be not that big a deal. I mean, it's a violation, obviously, but you know, we see lots worse all the time. But what just astounds me is what you have to lose when you're doing that.
Yes, sir.
I mean, do you have no better judgment than that?
I didn't at the time, Your Honor. I didn't, and that's the honest truth. And I feel like I have the judgment now, and I know, especially spending these 2 months behind bars have been the worst 2 months of my life, and not seeing my kids and not being there when they have a problem, and I have to hear their pain and agony through letters instead of being there for them.
Well, I hope that has made an impression on you that will last throughout
Yes, sir.
your life. All right. Well, I'm going to go against Mr. Gifford's recommendation then, and I will reinstate your probation on the same conditions. Don't come back again.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Thank you.
All right.